Thank you for staying here. I welcome you back. And it's official time for the Women Political Platform. It's the 23rd edition. The weekly robust platform aims to facilitate conversation around women political participation ahead of 2019 general elections in Nigeria. Well, today's topic will be role of informal sector women in promoting women in politics. And it's reaching you live from 95.1 Nigeria Info. As you all know, this show is aired on our brand every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. And of course, the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the Ford Foundation, initiated the Women Political Platform as a platform to engage Nigeria on national discourse and topical issues and serve as advocacy mechanism for inclusion of women in politics and implementation of the 35% affirmation action, which is a quota system that is practiced in other climes. Now, as the discussion progresses, you, our listeners, can ask your questions via a live phone call, and you can dial the number 0946000951. You can join this discussion because it's always ongoing at the handle of CDD, which is at CDD West Africa, using the hashtag Change Women Want. Now, today's guest is Mrs. Ruth Abraham-Agbo, the National Women Leader, National Association of Nigerian Traders. Good morning to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start off this way. That you just returned from New York, where you participated in this year's CSW at the United Nations headquarters. Now, what are the key takeaways from that high-level meeting that you just attended?
Thank you very much. The takeaway of the CSW 62 in 2018 is dedicated basically to the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls, with a specific emphasis on the rural women and girls. And the idea is to monitor and review the progress and problems of women to accelerate in all efforts to make women more important in political, economic, and social beings. And that is basically what we went for in the CSW 62.
So is there a role for women in the informal sector in promoting women in politics? If yes, can you discuss this role?
Yeah, the women in the informal sector contribute basically to the labor force of this country. They are more in number, they contribute to the GDP of the country, the economy of the country, and they also form the bedrock of the nation's economy. They lay the golden eggs. Through the efforts of the rural women of the informal sector, we have basically a reduction in poverty, and through their effort also they ensure that no Nigerian goes to bed hungry. And so there's so much that the informal sector women are doing in this country that we feel, and in fact, I want to say that they are as well as almost being neglected, but they are very, very important because they know their onions and they know how they are contributing to the nation's economy. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. During the CDD's Buhari Meter Citizens Town Hall meeting, you told political parties that women in the informal sector that you lead are ready to engage. So can you please be a bit more explicit? Can you talk about that and what exactly you meant by making that statement?
Yeah, over the years, women have been used in politics for maybe clapping, dancing, singing, and I term it as the idea of being used and dumped. But we have given ourselves the reorientation that as much as there are no dull moments with women, as much as, yes, singing, dancing, and clapping is okay, but we are not going to use that to sell our birthright at the election process or campaign process. This time we want to really ensure that our votes will count and that we are also ready to bring in the person or the party that will protect the interests of the informal sector. And so that is why we are saying by our numerical strength, we stand a very positive position to be able to elect the leader that will be there for us and protect the interests of the rural women. Because there has been this gap between the rural and the urban.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, you're also leading a campaign which is hashtag Operation Show Your PVC. Why is this important? Why did you even start this in the first place? Why is this important? And let me throw it back to you. Do you also have a PVC?
Yes, I do. I think I should bring out my PVC card because I should lead by example.
Exactly.
So my PVC card is here ready to be
used.
Yes, to be used. This is my PVC card.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, PVC, not PVC card. Yeah, this is my PVC. Yeah. And the idea is this. We are saying that by our strength, we must use our PVC. We must come out, campaign. We must follow all democratic process. We must elect. We must come out to vote and elect who we want to lead us and lead us right. And so we sensitize all the women to the grassroots across the states, and we want to use the, starting from the FCT in Abuja to do the Operation Show Your PVC, because we have ensured in my association that every woman goes to register for their PVC. And so we are going to be showing it. We are not just making noise about it. We are not just saying it, but we are going to be showing it. And so everybody is going to see. It's going to be a massive exercise of over 2,000 women, come together to show their PVC. And this is also to encourage others that have not registered to really go out and register, get their PVC. And we're going to be replicating that same exercise in all the states. We're going to be doing the same thing. And this is to let them know and to let the people know that it is no longer business as usual. We're going to do it so that we can get, out to vote, and our vote must count because it is our power and it's our authority.
So let's talk about the response now. What's been the response like in this campaign that you started?
Yes, everybody is responding so well because we make sure, we let them know that, we let our women know that you can't just sit down and not being spoken about. You need full representation. And so if you don't come to, to vote, why would you want your voice to be heard? Or why would you want somebody to protect your interest? And so they have realized that, and they have now known that they can no longer be used and dumped, but they can also speak through their votes, through their cards. They can speak through their votes.
On the average, when any Nigerian hears this PVC thing, he just says, okay, well, you are ready to prepare, you're prepared, and you position yourself to vote, participation, which is a very good thing. Yeah. But what about, active politics, women going into active politics, vying for positions and all of that? Are you also involved in terms of your association with your women and all of that? You encourage that? Women, we are basically women traders, and there are other women parliamentarians that are also into politics, that are contesting for offices and all that. Anybody can go into office, and over the years we've been talking about encouraging women to participate in politics. We've been talking about the 35% affirmative action, and for me, I should even think it should be 50-50 because women are prudent in whatever thing they do, and they know how to do it best. And so if wherever our men are failing, we are not saying we are taking over. We are only just going to be there to enhance, the effort, to complement their effort so that things will work better. And so we encourage every woman that wants to participate in politics to do so. So many have been,
blotted out, maybe by way of threat, or maybe they failed the first time and they don't want to go in for it again. But we are saying with the massive numerical strength of the informal sector as women, we must support our own with one voice, one courage, one determination, to stand firm behind whichever woman that wants to contest election, to say, yes, go, we are behind you and you are going to get the office, so long as you are capable to also deliver. You just have to deliver.
Yeah.
It is not just about being a woman that wants to just get into the office.
Exactly.
If you can't be in any political office, why do you want to contest?
Exactly.
It means you are going to be failing us.
I like this resounding thought that is coming out even from women who say, well, it's not just about being a woman. It's about building your capacity.
Exactly.
You're also showing character and your ability to go there and perform.
Exactly.
Because let it not be that because you're a woman, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But go and deliver. Exactly. And I think it's very, very important. Now, you're the national woman leader of National Association of Nigerian Traders. I should have started this with as the first question, but can you tell us a bit about your association? What do you guys do?
Okay, the National Association of Nigerian Traders is an umbrella organization that has brought about traders together beyond buying and selling to a vehicle of social justice, sustainable development, human rights, to alleviate poverty and all that. And that is why we use this platform to speak on behalf of traders. Women form basically 70% of the strength of the association. And of course, if you go to any market, anywhere, in any community, at any state, at any level, you will see that women are more than men. So women are more in the trade institute than the men. And this association is duly registered with the CAC. And we have been on, and then we are into, also government interventions for our traders, for the women. I am leading the women wing of the association, and so I'll talk more about the women. There has been so many interventions and so many talks on behalf of the women, particularly the rural women. Like I said, there has been this gap, and so we are trying to build up a friendly marketing network between the rural and the urban women to bring them on board, through maybe capacity building, skill acquisition, trade fairs, exhibitions at the local, national and international level, so that they can be taught how to package and upgrade what they know to do best, especially that the government is looking inwards, into import substitution, and we're saying we want to, go agri, let us produce what we eat and eat what we produce. And then these women, basically, they double as farmers and traders. They produce at the farm at the rural level, and then they bring the produce into the farm, into the market, and still sell them. And so they are doing so much from the rural to the urban. Without all those proceeds, definitely there are some things that even the urban people cannot get to survive with. Okay. So that is basically what we do. You
guys do a whole lot, and it's quite amazing. But basically, let me just know what your thought is, towards 2019. What are some of your expectations, especially as regard to women, into elective position, participation, and generally, 2019?
You see, for me, women are stakeholders in this whole game, because a vine that is producing so much needs the attention of the gardener. Sure. Yeah, any vine that is producing so much, we need the attention of the gardener, and that is through pruning. So we know that if women are not liabilities, if they are, if they are assets, if they are contributing so much from all that we have said so far, I don't think anybody should give it a second thought, about using or about bringing women on board. When it comes to the decision making or the politics of this country, there has to be a democratic willingness, to bring women on board. And our expectation is very high about it, because women now have brought themselves to that limelight to say that we are important, and then we know our onions. We don't want to be relegated to the background. We've been hearing this noise. Enough of rhetoric. Let us get to actions, and let us see how we can, be that which we believe that we can be. Let us make things begin to happen. Let us bring ourselves, the effort that we want to bring up to complement any political party that is going to lead us. Let us be part of the decision of the choice of the political party that is going to lead us. Let us not just be at the background to make noise and to regret any party that is coming, but let us be a part of it so that we will know that because we are part of it, we also make it work. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've been talking here with Mrs. Ruth Abraham-Agbo, National Women Leader, National Association of Nigerian Traders. And the topic has been role of informal sector women in promoting women in politics. And indeed, her association and her suppressing is doing so much to ensure that the informal sector promotes women in politics. Now, it's time for you to join this discussion by way of phone calls like we earlier announced before we started. You can call in with your thoughts. We'd expect more women to contribute on this platform because this is a great platform for women to air their views, their thoughts concerning women in politics, and to also rub minds and share ideas. The men are also asked or encouraged to contribute to this discussion. So quickly call the numbers 094600-951 and 08095974869. You also have 0803-123-0293. Okay, those are the numbers you can call this morning to have your thoughts shared this morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. This is Zainab calling from Warifa.
Welcome, Zainab.
I greet your guest. I want to ask her something. This their program, is it only for women that are out there, those who do Facebook, WhatsApp, all this Twitter and Instagram? What of the housewives, the women that are staying at home that they are not doing anything? What about them?
Okay.
That's the question that I have.
All right,
Thank you.
I'm sure she's going to respond to you, so just listen. Do you have any response to that?
I heard about Twitter, Instagram, and whatever. And
Yeah,
what about
she's asking about women. What about women who are staying at home? Or is it your platform is just for women who are, let's say, social media savvy?
No, I just talked so much about the rural women. How many of the rural women are into Instagram or WhatsApp and all the technology or ICT thing? The basic thing that qualifies you into this association is that you are a trader. You are doing a buying and selling or doing a service, that brings money, something to your table, and and all that. So anybody, we have them even up north. Basically most of the northern women, are in Puda. They are they don't go out like you have in the south and all that. But we still encourage them to do their businesses. Some of them even do fry their akara at the micro level, and they are using it to train their children to go to school and all that. So they are all part of us. Anybody at all. There's no restriction, and it's not even about ICT now. It's about that you are trading and you are contributing to the economy at your level. That is what we're about. Everybody is inclusive, yes.
Okay, so Zainab, I'm sure you have heard that response. And so if you have any intentions of joining whatsoever, you can reach out and I'm sure you'll be accepted with open arms. Of course, that would definitely be thrown out before we go, on how you can be reached and all of that. So, but we can take one last comment, one thought, anything at all you want to contribute. Quickly dial 0946000951. But in the absence of that, then would just have to take the final words. Any final words? What would be your thoughts? And maybe if you want to throw out an invitation out to women, more women to join you, how do they do that and all of that?
Yes, if you our office is at our national office is at Utako, number 19 Dan Suleiman Crescent, behind Utako Market. That is where you have the national office of the National Association of Nigerian Traders, and the FCT office is at EDA Plaza, opposite this hotel now. EDA Plaza is the link road between Jabi, to Jabi Park, where you have the GTB Bank. Yeah, there's and I've forgotten the name of this hotel now, but EDA Plaza is a massive building where they have the building materials, where they sell building materials. The last floor, you have the NANTS FCT chapter in there, so you can walk into any of those offices and ask of the national women leader or ask of the FCT chairman or the national president, and we tell you the modality to get registered. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be your final words?
Yes, we want that we should connect both the rural and the urban women, because the rural women are very, very, very important in the economy of this country. Let there be a friendly marketing network. And we also say that the strength that we have as women traders, we are going to use that strength to speak in politics, to encourage our women to participate in politics and to support them into the offices that they are contesting for. So we are all out now to put the right person. I don't want to be too blunt. I think we are ready to hire the right persons into office.
All right, interesting there. Great conversation we've been having with Mrs. Ruth Abraham-Agbo, the National Women Leader, National Association of Nigerian Traders. We're looking to hire the right people that will do the job the right way. Thank you so much for coming over, ma'am. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that's how it's been for this week on the Women Political Platform. Join us again next week, Tuesday, 9:30.